Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading Peppa Pig, George's Friend. Peppa and her friends are having lots of fun at the playground today. Ha ha ha. Grunt. Hee 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 hee. Whee! Peppa is on the roundabout with Susie Sheep and Danny Dog. George is playing in the sandpit with Mommy Pig. Rebecca Rabbit and her little brother Richard Rabbit arrive. Richard has brought his toy dinosaur. Squeak, squeak. Hello, everyone, says Rebecca. Please, can I play on the roundabout too? Hop on, Rebecca, says Daddy Pig. Let's go really, really fast, says Rebecca. Richard wants to go on the roundabout with his big sister. Pepper sigh. If Richard gets on, it means we can't go fast. Richard, perhaps you'd like to play with George instead, says Mommy Rabbit. No, says Richard. George has a dinosaur just like yours, says Mommy Rabbit. Let's go and see. Richard is the same age as George, and they both love dinosaurs. Richard wanted to see George's dinosaur, says Mommy Rabbit. Ooh, dinosaur, roars George. George and Richard both giggle. George, can Richard play with your dinosaur? Asks Mommy Pig. No, says George. Richard, can George play with your dinosaur? Asks Mommy Rabbit. No, says Richard. George and Richard do not want to share their dinosaur. Sharing is caring. Mommy Rabbit gives both dinosaurs to George. George laughs and Richard starts to cry. Then Mommy Pig gives both dinosaurs to Richard. Richard laughs and George starts to cry. Wah, wah. George and Richard always cry when they play together, says Pepper. Can you two big girls teach them how to play together? Asks Mommy Rabbit. Peppa and Rebecca take George and Richard to the sand pit. The girls show their brothers how to make sand castles. George uses his spade to squash Richard's sand castle. Richard cries, wah, wah. Richard uses his spade to squash George's sand castle. George cries. This game has not gone very well. George, what's your favorite thing in the whole playground? Asks Mommy Pig. Seesaw, shouts George. George sits on one end of the seesaw, but it needs someone on the other end. Richard wants to play on the seesaw too. Mommy Rabbit lifts Richard onto the seesaw. George and Richard go up and down on the seesaw. George and Richard are playing together. Cheers, Peppa. George likes Richard. Richard likes George. George and Richard like playing together. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Story Time with Gemma. See you next time.